वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. Right. Chapter 2, verse 18 continue. Antavanta ime deha Antavanta ime deha Nityasyoktah sharirinaha Nityasyoktah sharirinaha anashino prameyasya tasmadyudyasva bharata tasmadyudyasva bharata. These bodies acquired by the imperishable, indefinable, and eternal soul are spoken of as perishable. Therefore, O Arjun, fight. Bhagavan wants Arjun to do his duty. That he says that you must fight. You have to perform your duty by this way or that way, right? But you can't escape. And with different examples and explanation, Bhagavan wants Arjun that he must fight, and for that there is no choice. Previously in the even 17th verse, and in this verse also, Bhagavan has given the notable explanation about the real and the unreal. Because Bhagavan Krishna wants Arjun to realize the real, what is the eternal, what is true, what is Sat. By realizing the essence, one gets rid of the unreal. Simple example. The moment we know what is gold, then we won't get attracted by the brass. Brass, yellow, gold, yellow. But with the ignorance, we will think brass and gold are the same, but it is not. So once we know, one gets rid of the unreal, and that happens immediately. As I always give you an example, it doesn't matter that the room is closed and in dark for maybe 10 years. But just one spark. The moment you switch on the light, or you light a diya, or you light a candle there. Okay. It doesn't take 10 years to lighten, to give the light to the whole room. So, the moment we realize what is real, unreal will automatically disappear. Unreal will automatically be gone. And that's why we always say the light is knowledge and darkness is ignorance. So, by realizing this fact, he would discharge his duty. It shows that every human being, without any distinction of caste, creed, color, or stage of life, can freely follow either the discipline of action or the discipline of knowledge for salvation. Okay. The wise man has given, of course, end of the day, either you follow the path of knowledge, either you follow the path of karma, action, or you follow the bhakti, the devotion, or the wise men even say the yoga, the path of yoga. But end of the day, you are going to reach the same destination, and which is, in our case here, is the salvation. So it doesn't matter you follow path of action or path of knowledge or the devotion, bhakti or yoga. But that's a philosophical point of view. You can. But in practical life, one should perform his duty, and for that he cannot escape. That he has to perform his duty according to his ashram or according to his group. Okay. So the caste, creed and everything you will understand easily. But the ashram is, according to our Hinduism, Chatur Varna, Chatur Ashram. Chatur means four. Four stage of life. I always explain you the Brahmacharya Ashram, the Grihastha Ashram, the Vanaprastha Ashram, and the Sannyasta Ashram. Okay. If we consider 100 years life cycle, then the first 25 years is the Brahmacharya Ashram. You put all effort to acquire the knowledge. Second part, Grihastha Ashram, householder, and perform your duty according to prescribed duty of householder. Third stage is Vanaprastha Ashram. Try to put in practice to detach gradually from all worldly life, all material life, slowly, gradually detach. And the final phase, the final stage is the Sannyasta Ashram, is complete renunciation. Okay. So, in the practical life, a duty should be discharged according to one's varna, ashram, by following the ordinance of scripture. For that, what is prescribed according to scripture, that I have to. Well, I've been looking, forget about that caste and creed and stage. But if I am a teacher, my duty is to do that. If I am running a shop, My duty is to serve the customer. And so on, and so on. I'm father, that's my duty towards my children. I'm husband, that's my duty towards my wife, and so on, right? So, by following the ordinance of Scripture. Therefore, here, while discussing the real and the unreal according to the discipline of knowledge, Bhagavan Krishna orders Arjuna to fight. Now you are a householder. It's your duty to fight. It's your duty to protect the dharma. Because you are Kshatriya from warrior class, it's your duty now. In other words, Bhagavan advises Arjuna to discharge his duty if he follows discipline of knowledge. It doesn't matter. You follow knowledge, you follow action, but in practical life, according to your ashram, you have to follow that guideline from the scripture. Of course, it will be coming again in the 13th chapter, then when Bhagavan is going to say, he's going to describe the virtues of knowledge. Bhagavan Krishna is going to say in the 9th verse of 13th chapter, also lays emphasis on non-attachment and non-identification of the self with the self, okay, with a son, with wife, with home, etc. Okay. Now, this renunciation or this salvation is only for the sannyasi, for the monk, for an example, okay? Then Bhagavan does not need to mention about the son or the wife or the home. The sannyasi, they don't have. They already detach. But anybody can go, anybody can practice for the salvation. Anybody can put all the efforts, be the path of knowledge or action. But simultaneously, when you are as the householder, you have to perform your duty. That is more important. Bhagavan wants to explain that. So, by meditating on the Gita, both the disciplines of knowledge as well as action have proved to be independent means for God realization, for all human beings. When we read the Gita, when we try to understand the Gita, the liberation or the moksha, everybody can achieve. Everybody is entitled. Everybody will qualify for that. Doesn't matter what path he takes. But when it comes to duty, he has to perform the duty. That is more important. Bhagavan wants to say that. Okay. So, again, Bhagavan told about both Gatasun and Agatasun. Gatasun dead, Agatasun living. Both are not to be grieved for. Because you know the argument of Arjuna, but if I do this, I'm going to kill, what's going to happen for the family? And that's why Bhagavan says, either for the dead or for the living, you should not grieve. Okay? You should not grieve. That's because towards the end, Bhagavan is going to say, even if you don't fight, okay, it's going to happen. You just be an instrument. You just be an instrument. and perform your duty. Perform your duty. Though there is existence of only of the soul, not of the body, yet a man commits an error that we all, an error that he first sees the body and then perceives the soul in it. First sees the form, appearance, then perceives the existence. But how long that body is going to stay? How long the body is going to stay? How long the body is going to live? Whatever the expiry date is written on the body. But then body will be gone. Self, the Atma, still will be there. That's the whole idea Bhagavan wants to say. Okay? Right. Now we're going to start the verse 19. Ya enam vetti hantaram Ya enam vetti hantaram Yaschainam manyate hatam Yaschainam manyate hatam Ubhau tau na vijanito Ubhau tau na vijanito Nayam hanti nahanyate Nayam hanti nahanyate. Both are ignorant. One who holds the soul as the slayer and the other who considers it as slain. For the soul neither slays nor is slain. Ya enam hantaram vetti. Okay. Now, ubhau tau na vijanito nayam hanti nahanyate. Okay. In one word, if we have to say one sentence, again Bhagavan says that what we call in Gujarati, Atma marto nathi, sharir mare che. The death is for the body and not for the Atma. Okay. One who considers the soul as slayer is ignorant, because the soul does not act. Okay. In other way, little differently, when we describe Bhagavan, one of the description for Bhagavan is apani padau. Pani means not here the water, okay? Hands. Padau means pug, legs, feet. Okay. So, if Bhagavan has to do some leela, some pastime, he has to take the body, and then he will do. That's how our conception of incarnation, be it Bhagavan Krishna or Bhagavan Ram. Okay. Leela, right? Here again, Atma on its own does not do anything, but by identifying with the body, it accepts itself as a doer. Okay. I always give you the example which is in Gujarati. It says, "Hu karu, eja agnanata, shakatano bharajyam swanatane." Okay. Shakat is means cart, gallu. Swan means dog. Okay. If the dog is walking under the cart, dog will think that I am carrying this cart. Okay. But he is not. He is not. So it accepts itself as a doer, as an it's just the what you call, how do I explain? Right. Yeah. So it accepts that I am the doer, but it's not. Basically, when the Atma enters in the body, then the whole activity starts. Unfortunately, we believe that the body is me, but body is not me. I am the Atma. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham, that we always chant. Okay. So, I understand it's but more philosophical point of view. But while we are in Gita class, while we are trying to understand, we can't just skip this. We have to try to understand that. But by identifying with the body, it accepts itself as a doer. However clever he may be, cannot work without tools. Similarly, the soul without body cannot do anything. Therefore, Bhagavan in the 13th chapter declares that he who sees that all actions are performed by Prakriti, nature alone, realizes the self as non-doer. Okay. The whole idea of the Bhagavad Gita, that to all the duty, perform all the duty, because we are living in this material world. We will have to perform all the duties now and then, right? But don't get attached. Don't get attached. And perform, keep on performing your duty. That is most important. So, realizes the self as non-doer. It means that the self is not a doer. But by identifying itself with body, it assumes itself to be the doer of the actions performed by the body. If a man does not identify himself with the body, he is not at all a doer of any activity, right? Let's try to dilute this whole concept, okay? And that's why I always give the example, okay? I always make the statement, if this Bhagavad Gita is going to help me after my death, then probably I don't need. It does help, okay? It should help me now in my thinking, in my perception towards the life. Right? For example, we are all householder. Okay. And I am in this field, so I happen to hear from so many people. I have done so much for this person, that person. And in return, what did I get? Here the Gita comes in our life. You just do your duty. It applies to any field in our life. Okay. It can be the business, it can be work. If you're working for somebody, it can be your family, it can be for the society, it can be for particular organization. Do your duty. Do your duty. That's it. Tomorrow, just this is just for an example, okay? Don't take the literal meaning, okay? Tomorrow, I'll say, okay, for 22 years, I was conducting the Gita class. And in return, what did I get? That means I was not conducting the Gita class, if I expect that. If I expect that. And then, what we call in the Gujarati, at the end of 22 years, what did I get? Patthar par pani. You understand Gujarati, so I don't need to translate that. No. If I am a priest, if I am with the Lakshminarayan Mandir, it's my duty to do this. I should not expect any acknowledgement. If it comes, so be it. If it doesn't come, so be it. You got my point? If I am doing for my family, it's my duty to do this. We must not expect any reward. If it comes, fine. If it comes, fine. It can be for my son, for my daughter, for my father, for my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, anything. And that's why I always say, we need this Gita, which can help us in our day-to-day practice. And that is very clearly mentioned. And in the same chapter it will come. Karmani vadhikaraste mahafale sukadachan. Do your duty. Our right is to perform the duty, perform the action. And we have nothing to say about the return or about the fruit. What's going to happen? It's fine. If my duty is to conduct the class, and I might have told so many times in our Gita class, that the moment I put that, precisely remember the 24th of January 2001. Ah man, it's a weekday. Who will come? Nobody has time on the weekday. It's fine. If the 1 person comes, or the 20% comes, or 12% comes, I must do my duty. Then the rest will follow. And if it doesn't work out, his wish. Why one should worry about that? And this principle, or this rule, or this thought applies everywhere. Everywhere. And that's why we need the most Gita in our life, in our day-to-day life. It teaches us, don't frustrate, don't disappoint, don't give up. You do your duty, you do your part. And when you do it with full heart, not half-heartedly. Let me try. Let me try to attend Gita class for 2-3 weeks, And then if I'm okay, I will continue. All right, it's up to you. So that's why the Bhagavad Gita is better. So we just need to do the duty which is prescribed by the scripture and do it. If I'm on the brahmacharya ashram, I need to acquire the knowledge. If I am on the stage of Grihastha householder, I need to perform all the duties to look after my family, to earn money, to run the business, to work for somebody, or to maintain the relation with the family. That's my duty. And in return, if nothing comes, that's fine. Then, once I am on the Vanaprastha ashram, I need to put in practice gradually gradually start detaching from all worldly matter. But unfortunately, what happens? The Vanaprastha ashram, we get more attached. We get more and more attached. Bhagavan has told very clearly. And then the complete renunciation. That is more important according to Bhagavan Krishna's message. So, yaschainam manyate hatam. One who holds the soul as slain is also ignorant, as the soul is never the slayer. So it is never killed, because the soul always remains unaffected and unchanged. Only the perishable and changeable can be slain. How could the imperishable and unchangeable be slain? Ubhau tau na vijanito nayamhanti na hanyante. Both of these, who holds the soul as slayer and he who considers it as slain, are ignorant. Ubhau means both. Ubhau tau na vijanito. A question arises whether he who holds the soul as slayer as well as slain is not ignorant. The answer that he is also ignorant, because the soul is neither a destroyer nor can it be destroyed. It is always the same without any change. Therefore, one should not grieve. That is the most important factor in this Bhagavad Gita. Okay, right? So, friends, in today's discussion, whatever you like, credit goes to all the scriptures, all the wise men. Whatever I have heard, I have read, I have studied, absolutely nothing belongs to me. And as you know, our main reference book is Swami Ram Sukdas Ji's Sadhak Sanjivani, and I try to explain you from that particular commentary. Okay, we will conclude the class with Arjun's prayer towards Bhagavan Krishna, 73rd verse of 18th chapter, followed by the Arti. Nashto moha smrutirlabdha tvat prasadan mayachyuta sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Karishye vachanam